G'day you as well. Some more scores I got this motor here. Hey Whiskers and Charlotte, which is slightly gone to earth, which has been overheated. Had a good look inside, and the insulation is just slightly bubbled, but it's enough to go to earth. So I did mega test it, and yeah, it's slightly to earth, not completely. The VFD ran it, but it ran, and it got to about 3 rotations of the shaft and tripped the VFD out. Ramping up to about 50 Hertz, it didn't do anything at first, the shaft stood still. Till about 3/4 of the way of ramping up, it started spinning and then it tripped out, so yeah. So now so the VFD that I've got, the power chain one's got good protection inside it. It's got good short circuit and earth leakage protection built into that drive. It's good for that little test runs like that. So that one's gone. That's parts. I've ripped all the terminal block and everything off that, and all the bits that I want. The rest can go straight back in the scrap metal bin and pull it out of at work. A good old sump pump. These submersible pumps are built very well. They bought a Sulzer brand grinder pump. It's got it's a real good design. It's got the impeller. It's got like a Blendtec style bloody blades in it. This grinds up pretty much any sort of sewage you can suck up. Keep that. But yeah, this one here, these are usually filled with oil. I've found out the hard way, my utes are full of bloody oil now. The mounted part here is filled with oil, and the cords are gripped and sealed very well. And the whole thing just sits underwater. It's very heavy, so it's designed to sink to the bottom of the tank, whatever you're trying to pump out. And yeah, it just keeps pumping away while you're filling the tank up. There's the little float switch in there, which is actually clamped on and sealed very well. I'd love to pull that apart. How does it work? Interesting stuff. How does it know when it's floating and when to turn off on that? So we'll do a tear down on that, see how that works. I've got this pump. There's apparently nothing wrong with it. I tested it, it runs fine, but the failure LED stays on. So it could be just the electronic module. I've got to test it with water. I just plugged it in the wall and did a quick dry run. It's not good to let the pump run for long with no water, because it can burn the water seal there, because there's no water to keep it lubricated and cool. So that works. I can restart it, it works. Power light stays on, the pump light's on, everything works. I press this button, the restart button. So I might have to pull this apart and just check the relay and everything in there. The relay might be a little relay in there that clicks on and off. That might just need replacing, because the relay actually clicks so many times before the contacts start pitting. So it could just be that. So we'll pull that apart and have a good look at that. Find out why that failure light stays on. But other than that, that thing's fine. Good quality Laowa pump too. It's like that motor, Laowa motor I got before. So I got another complete identical unit. But this one here, it's got the electronic module on it. The other one I got had the old-fashioned mechanical switch. These are actually quite a good brand, the Laowa, some American company, but made in Italy, this one. Many of their stuff's made in Italy. 2008, 7th of the 2nd, 2008. So it's about just on 7 years old. Hey cat! Hey Whiskers! Just got to interrupt it anyway. So yeah, I got a good pump. As I was saying, these and the Davies aren't really favoured anymore, because Bunnings are selling polished turds for pumps like XU1 and those. They don't all just Chinese shit. Once they bugger up, we just throw them in the bin. Yeah, it's getting a lot like that with pretty much any electric motor nowadays. Would love to get a hold of some more vintage antique 3-phase motors. It's quite fun to restore them, but yeah, they're hard to get. Got a couple here. I could just show you photos of them on my phone. There am I here. That's an old nice one, a lot to get a hold of. I've asked, this is my dad's cousin, he's got heaps of stuff here. I asked him, look, if you want anything I can fix for you, I'll put them aside and he can, yeah, I'll fix them for him. Because all I'll do is I'll give him a good test with a Mega, check the windings, clean them up, clean all the dirt out of them, test them with a Mega properly, make sure that they're actually safe, as I always do with all my motors. And then I'll, if he wants, I'll polish up the name tag, grease up the bearings, and if he wants, I'll paint them. That's one. That's an old, that's a British General Electric, that one. Very early, late 40s. About the same era as my Macrometer. It's an old tyre changing machine for a truck. The old pulley style. That's a Australia General Electric. I would love to try and fix that one up for him as well. Yeah, I love motors like that, they're good. That's an old Pope. It's a 5 horsepower Pope and a hydraulic pump. What else have I got? That's a Crompton Parkinson. A 5 horsepower. I think I got it down here. There we go. A 7.5 horsepower one as well. A Crompton Parkinson. Yeah, they're nice projects, and that's an old, another old Crompton Parkinson on a big water pump I would love to fix as well. All these motors are English made too. Go back. Except for that Pope, that's one Australian made one. And that AGE, Australia General Electric, that's also an Australian made one. The rest of these photos are all British made, English made. But yeah. I've asked him to fix them up for you, and I'll get them all up to spec, and we can, yeah, because he's normally fixes old tractors and stuff. I just can't stand to see him sitting out in the weather like that. Now, all the machinery is, some of the machinery is repairable, but if he does decide to look, he may scrap the machinery. I've asked him, look, if it looks like you're going to scrap it or something happens, I'll be willing to take the motors off your hands, because yeah, I am trying to get hold of more motors like that. It's very, it's like old steam engines and old engine motors. They just have a lot of electric motors. They just look cool now, very well made. Because yeah, the only electric motor make nowadays is just mainly Tico and CMG from China and Taiwan. If you want to get a good quality electric motor nowadays, you got to buy a Baldor or SCW Eurodrive. The American and European made motors, they are dear too, very dear. These aren't too bad for something made in China, but they're just too consumable. Yeah, this is my parts motor, so you can see I bloody cracked everything off, getting it done up tightly. Huh. Whoa, yeah. I didn't realise this model had the gap between the where it's bolted and the housing. I guess I should have done this up by hand. Oh well, good thing it's a stuffed motor. Luckily I didn't do this to a good motor. Always do this back up by hand. I undid them with a little rattle gun. I didn't have the torque set up limited enough when I did these back up, and yeah, I kind of broke them. Lesson learnt. Good thing it's a scrap motor. Anyway, so that's all got to come off. Keep the whole terminal block and inside, and keep the cover and the rubber gasket behind it. I'll probably keep the bearings and seals too. The fan's gone, the shroud's long gone. Wasn't there when I got it. But yeah, this motor's too far gone. It's gone to the roof and I just can't seem to find where it is, so it's not worth fixing. Too cheap and consumable nowadays, motors. About as consumable as toilet paper, quite literally. I put a new seal on this one. I got an identical motor to this, which I've thrown back in the scrap bin when I went to work on Friday. And it was cooked, all black inside, and yeah, it had some water in it. So yeah, it was burnt out the buggery. The front bearing was good, which I put in this one. And I put the front seal on it. The front seal was intact, and the front bearing was intact, so I put it in this one. I was going to keep the front belt housing, but had a big chunk smashed off the end of it, so I couldn't use that, even though it wasn't corroded. Would have been nice, but yeah, it was had a chunk smashed off it. I kept its terminal cover. I kept this off it too. This came off it. Never had the fan or the fan shroud. It was just a bare motor without the fan or fan shroud, and no well, this was intact. So I got a full complete terminal block assembly, a bearing, which I got it, and the seal, which is in this one, and that's it. And this heavy duty ass cord came off that sub pump. Use a single phase, so you got your active and neutral. And this went to start in the capacitor, 35 microfarad capacitor start motor on single phase. I do quite like these little strainer lead for cords. They're very good for sealing things in oil. These would be good for transformers under oil, actually. They're good for that. So that goes all into one piece, and that squeezes tightly in there. I think I might have lost the other brass piece that goes in there though. Have a good look for it again, because that goes in there, and there's another, I think there's another hang on, there it is. One of those. That's it there. One had it for the main cord only, this one never had one. Because that rubber gets crushed in between here, that lip, and that lip up inside here, and squeezes against the cord extremely hard. As with this one, you can see how hard it was squashed. It's like almost half the thickness, it was crushed so hard to form a good seal. And this is quite a heavy duty cord as well. 8 for the 5008. Pedelec. Yeah, bunning stuff's not this good. One of those 10 amp cord, it looks like it doesn't say what size cable. It'd be 1.5mm squared. But the same as this one. Almost. But anyway, I got that terminal box off this motor. It's a control box, had the capacitor and a power switch in it. I kept the switch as well and the capacitor. This will make a good tear down. I think it's gone to roof because you can see it's gotten hot. It boiled the oil inside. Underwater you don't know it's burning out. And the oil inside you couldn't see smoke till it was underwater. It's melted this, which is a shield that goes on top of the motor windings. And the bearings hold on this thing. So I'll pull this off and have a look. I could not find any black windings or anything, or smell any burning. So it must have gone to earth without getting too smoky. But we'll test that. Here's its heavy duty power cord. 1.5mm square. It's good for industrial power equipment. Bit dirty, it'll clean up alright. It's not as thick as a Laowa one actually. That Laowa pump's got more of a rubbery, flexible cord. This one is more stiff. More terminal blocks, which are going to my Firemac motor. I'm going to use one of these to fix my Firemac motor up. So that will probably go on there. That's off Air Knife blower. Arelec brand, made in China. $5,500 Air Knife motor. It's an induction motor. It's got a big shroud blower on the side of it and 2 big air cleaners. It was in pieces when I got it. I wasn't going to go through all the scrap and put it all back together. Like I seen it was burnt out, so all I wanted was this part of it anyway. The rest is just all crap. But originally they used to blow the fruit dry in the processing plant, and they originally only lasted a year, and they burnt out. Because they're $5.5 each, which I think is a bloody rip-off for a Chinese-made bloody industrial blower. The one I pulled apart, which I've since thrown back in the scrap bin, and only got this off it. That's been sealed with some plastic too to look like it's not. That's an anti-tamper. That's actually an anti-tamper paint. To show no one's tampered with it or rewired it. Interesting. But yeah, they were, didn't last long. They burnt out within a year. They kept running, left it installed. They just disconnected it and rolled it, extended the shaft out. Pulled the rear pulled the rear external fan off and put a pulley on it instead of 4 horsepower CNG motor on it, and just drove it with that. And that's been running it ever since. Bit redneck, but it's a cheaper way to do it. I should have just got normal bloody conventional externally driven blowers anyway, instead of those fully decked out internal induction motor blower fans. They're like pretty much like a glorified vacuum cleaner motor, how they're designed. Because I've got the induction motor inside, the air goes through it to blow. And I've got a Bakelite plug top I'm going to refurbish. Nice. Good old GEC. My radio and TV projects. I've seen a video too where someone gets one of those power boards and just put a heap of these on plugs and plug them in when they're running motors off one of these power boards. They just plug these into a heap of these and just turn them on stage by stage to correct PFC. Quite of an interesting idea actually, but I've got to find the right value resistors the discharge is with, because that'll hurt if I get discharged, and that will zap you. And that's off that little burnt out CNG motor. There was that burnt out, I just undid those bolts and just pulled it straight out. They just came straight out of the windings. Smells a bit toasty too. Yeah. Any motor, even if it's burnt out, I'm going to get hold of it when I get a chance from work. And just, yeah, parts like this are handy. Because, yeah, there's always bloody brake that, especially in these modern CMG motors. These Chinese made plastic must be talcum powder based. If these up too tight, these will strip out, the studs come out. So always keep a set of these in case they break. But anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.